Welcome back, statistics students. We are still inside of chapter 5. My last video, I said that I was going to be done with chapter or example 8, but I decided that I wanted to add a couple extra questions in here. One dealing with percentiles and one dealing with finding IQR, just because they're a little bit tricky, and I think a video over them will really help you out. So here we want to talk about the 40th percentile. Now, we know that right down the middle is the mean, right? 1152 because of this, right? But here's the issue. Up here, this is right down the middle. This is the 50th percentile, which means the 40th is down here somewhere. Now, that means that there's 40% of the data at this point. I'm wondering where this is. Well, it's to the left, so I should be able to do inverse norm of the left. Well, the left is 40%, right? We anticipate this number being negative because it's below the mean, right? Below the halfway point. So I go second, vars, hit 3.4. It's already on left. Enter. Hopefully it's negative, and it is, right? I get a z-score here of negative 0.253. Now, we have to unravel it. Remember, your z-score is equal to x minus mu divided by the standard deviation, which means that this is negative 0.253 equal to x minus 1152 divided by the 84. Coming back over here to the calculator, I don't have to do any rounding until the very end. If I just multiply that thing by 84, then I add 1152. We expect this number, of course, to be less than 1152, and it is. It's 1130.7 pounds. Represents, and that exact weight represents the 40th percentile. I don't have to say less than or greater than, okay? That is the exact weight for the 40th percentile. Now, when we're thinking about IQR here, we're doing something kind of similar. It's best to draw this thing out like we have been. The IQR, right? Here's the middle. This is 1152. IQR is between Q1 to Q3, right? We don't know these values. Now, Q3 should be the same distance as Q1 to the mean. Like, so this distance right here should be the same. Okay, that's important. When I think about Q1, that's the 25th percentile. Q3, that's the 75th percentile. Which means if I'm going to find Q1, right, I have to find Q1 first. Well, Q1 is equal to this like 25th percentile, and Q3, well, it's not a good Q. Q3 is equal to 75th. So maybe I'll take a couple different colors here, and we'll try to color code this a little bit. Let's get red. Make sure it's nice and thin so you can read it. Now I'm going to do Q1 in red. So Q1, right, we're going to find that by doing the inverse norm of 0.25 because it's the 25th percentile. Well, okay, that's second, right, inverse norm, that's 3, that's 0.25, it's on the left area, and we hit enter, and we get a negative, right, the z-score for that is negative 0.674. Okay. Now, I'm actually very clever, and I know that this is symmetrical. So if this is negative over here, this question mark is going to be negative. This one's going to be positive. So the z-score for the Q3 is 0.674. Now all I have to do is I have to unravel those, right? Well, I have to use my z-score formula. So I'm doing z is equal to x minus mu all over the standard deviation. Now Q1 was negative 0.674 for the z, which equals, let's put a Q1 here instead of an x, minus 1152 for the mean, divided by 84 for the standard deviation. Now I got that one right. Then I should go through and I should find my Q3 one. Well, Q3 is 0. Get my little pen here to write. 0.674 is equal to Q3 minus 1152 divided by 84. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to use our calculator, right? I already have the negative one up here, so I'll do my Q1 first. That's this one over here. So I take that times 84, right? And then I add 1152, and that's 1,095.3 pounds. Then I have to go through and I have to do something very similar, right, for my Q3. But I don't have that one in my calculator, so I'll just have to use the rounded version. Of course, if you did them one at a time, you would definitely have only rounded once, which will limit your error. Then I add the 1152. And I got 1,008. My pen's really dying on me here. And 8.6 pounds. Now that's Q1 and Q3. Well, how do you find IQR? Of course, at this point, you guys should be experts. How do I find the IQR? Well, you take Q3 minus Q1, which would be the number I just had, minus 1095.3, which gives me an IQR of 113.3 pounds. Of course, if you round, this number will be slightly off, but it should be within a few pounds. Okay. And that actually finally completes example number 8. Next, I will be doing example number 9.